Hey class, so here is your first lesson on factoring. Now, factoring is something that we do to find out what polynomials were multiplied together to get another polynomial, okay? So what that means is right here, we have this right here, we have 6x squared plus 8x. We want to know what two polynomials could I have multiplied to get this? Well, that's what the factored form shows us. Okay, so to go from here to here, we call that factoring. So there's different types of factoring. The first one I'm going to show you is how to factor using the GCF. GCF means the greatest common factor. So let's look at this problem right here. Just bear with me. I want to show you the long way, and then we'll figure out maybe if there's an easier way to do it. Okay? Well, if we're trying to understand factoring, let's look at this first term. Let's break it down. So 6 is the same as 3 times 2. And then x squared, if I were to break this down to its factors, I would say that's x times x, right? Plus 8 is the same as, I know you're thinking 4 times 2, but 4 can also be broken down to 2 times 2, which is 4, and then another 2, which gives me my 8. Times x. Now to find out the GCF, we're going to see what's common between both of the terms, which factors are common between them. So if I can see that there's a 3 here, but there's no 3, so that 3 is not common, but 2 is common between both of them. And then x is also, 1x is common between both of them. So I would say my GCF is equal to 2x between these two terms right here. Okay, and then what do I do with that GCF? Well, I'm going to take the GCF, I'm going to throw it out in the front of a parentheses, and then whatever is remaining, so I have 3x remaining. When I say remaining, it gets divided out. Okay, so if I were to take 6x squared divided by 2, 2x, 6 divided by 2 is 3, x squared divided by x is x, plus 2 times 2 is 4. In other words, 8 divided by 2 is 4. X divided by x goes away. Okay? So that's generally what that means. But here, I'm going to show you how we do this more efficiently. Okay? So we want to see what's the GCF between 7x plus 4x. Well, 7 goes into 7, and then 7 goes into 49. So I would say 7 is the GCF. So I throw the GCF out in the front, meaning I factor it out. I don't really throw it, I factor it out. And then, so that's 7x divided by 7, that's x. And 49 divided by 7, that is 7. Okay? Desmos does help you to find the GCF. So to find it in Desmos, you're going to type GCF and then put set of parentheses. And I want to know for this problem, 8 and negative 6. Now, Desmos really doesn't care about negatives. So I'm just going to say 8, comma, you can put negative 6 if you want, but it's going to always come out with a positive number. I think, hold on, let me see if I put a negative here, what happens? Yeah, so I was going to come up with a positive number. So 2 is common between that. So that's 2. It doesn't help you with the variable. So the variable, you still got to just do it how I'll show you later. But for the number part, at least Desmos will tell you. Because you have to take the greatest factor out. I'll show you what I mean by number 4 here. Anyway, here's my GCF, which is 2. And then you're going to do 8 divided by 2, which is 4. And then you have the x, minus 6 divided by 2, which is 3. I just put it in factored form. So you know it's in factored form if you see parentheses, generally. Okay? Alright, so for this one, looks like 5 is the GCF. I can put it in here, but I know it's 5. I don't want to take too much time. Minus 3. 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. Okay, so this one. I know that 2 goes into 12 and 20. But I want to see if there's a number that's bigger than 2 because GCF means the greatest common factor. So is there another number greater than 2 that 12 and 20 go into? In fact, there is. I think it's 4, but I'm going to go ahead and use Desmos for this. GCF between 12 and 20. which is 4. So 4 goes into it. So that's my GCF. Now let me look at the variables. I have x squared here in the first term, but I don't have it here. Likewise, I don't have y squared, but I don't have it here. So they don't have any variables in common. So it's just 4. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the outside. And then 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then you have the x squared. Plus 20 divided by 4 is 5. Y squared. And then that's that. For this one, I think it's going to be 8 is a GCF, but you know what? I'm gonna check it in Desmos because I'm not too sure. 64, 40, or you can put negative 40. It is 8. Okay, fine. So GCF is 8. That goes on the outside. So 64 divided by 8 is 8. Minus 40 divided by 8 is 5. And then you have the x, y. Okay. All right, this one. I'm trying to guess here. Maybe it's 6. Oh, no. I'm just going to put it. GCF 36, 24. Oh, look at that. It's 12. That's true. And there's something else to this as well. 12 goes into both of them. And look, this one has an x squared and this one has an x. So the most I can take out is 1x, this x from both of them. So I'm going to do 12x, that's the GCF. And then you have 36 divided by 12, that's 3. And then you have x, because x times x is x squared. Plus 24 divided by 12 is 2. And then the x also gets canceled out. And that's the GCF, guys. Alright, so we have a few more here. Just go through them, okay? So I'm gonna use Desmos Help here. So you have here 18, 12, which is 6. But then the variable part, I have x to the 4th, so I have 4 x's here and then 2 x's here. So the most I can take out is the 2, okay? So this is 6x squared is the GCF. So 18 divided by 6, 18x to the 4th divided by 6 is 6x squared is 3x squared, because you know when you're dividing it out you subtract it. So 4 minus 2 is 2, minus 12 divided by 6 is also 2, and not also 2, it's 2, and then they cancel out. So that's just that. That's that. I'm able to talk. Right here, 4 is the GCF. 4x, I should say. I don't think there's a number greater than 4. And then 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then you have the y cubed. The x's get cancelled out. Plus 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then the x's get cancelled out as well. Okay. Alright, what about 3 terms? So the number part, I'm going to do it in Desmos, GCF, and I believe you can go ahead and put 5 numbers, or 3 numbers, or maybe you could put 5. So 5, 10, and 25. So 5 goes into all of them. And then look at the variables. So there's an x in all of them, and I cannot take out the y's because, well, this term doesn't have the y, so I gotta leave that in there. So the thing that's it. So you have 5x, parentheses, so 5 divided by 5, it's 1, so I don't have to write anything. X squared divided by x, that's just 1x, and then y squared has to stay. Plus 2, and the x's get cancelled out, you just have y. And then 25 divided by 5 is 5, and the x's get cancelled out, so that's just 5. Okay? And then, okay, 1 second. Alright, sorry, the bell was ringing, so I had to pause it for a second. Anyway, 10, negative 2, and 14. Well, I think I'm going to take out the 2, because that's the most I can take out. And there I think x is the most I can take out and y is the most I can take out. So that is 2xy. So let's be careful. 10 divided by 2 is 5. X cubed divided by x is x squared. Y squared divided by y, that's just y. Minus 2 divided by 2, that's gone. X is gone, and then y squared divided by y, you just have y left. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And then x and y get canceled out. Alright, so 8, 24, and 16. I think 8 goes into all of them, and since that's the lowest number, that's the most I can take out. And then we have x and y. Again, x and y. That's the most I can take out. Okay? So that's just 1x and 1y remaining. 24 divided by 8, that is 3. X's get cancelled out, and then y squared divided by y cubed divided by y is y squared, plus 16 divided by 8 is 2, and then the x squared come out. That was fun. Alright, 16, 16, and 32. So GCF would be 16, because that's what 16 goes into 32 twice. And then let's look at the x. So x squared, that's the lowest, that's the most I can take out. And then y is the most I can take out. 16x squared y. Alright, so 16 divided by 16 is 1. 6 minus 2 is 4. And then the y's get cancelled out. Plus, those get cancelled out, so I just have y3 here. And then 32 divided by 16 is 2. And then you have just x, and then y squared divided by y, that's just 1y. Alright guys, let me see if there's something else. Okay, that's another lesson. So anyway, that's the first lesson on factoring. More to come, stay tuned. Bye guys, thanks for watching.